And now we're entering the busy spring home improvement season. And joining us today is Nate Harrington from Polar Bear Exterior Solutions to talk about what homeowners should keep in mind before starting a project. Hello again.
Hey, Erica, good to see you.
Great to see you. So I've been hearing, and I know a lot of people have been hearing about roof cleaning scams. It's making the rounds. What can you tell us?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you might have seen this on Nextdoor, Facebook, people talking about it. We ran into this with a couple of our previous customers, actually, where there's people going around saying, hey, you know, we noticed you have some moss on your roof, or in the neighborhood, we'll do a cleaning. They go up there, they start ripping stuff off themselves, cutting shingles off, mashing up chimneys, and they say, oh, look at these pictures we found. You're gonna need to spend $20,000 to get this fixed. We've had this happen to a couple previous customers of ours. Fortunately, they've been able to cancel their checks and get out of it. You know, they called us right away, but it's not good. Yeah, they're the best thing you want to do is, if you're hiring a contractor, check them out online. Make sure they have a physical address. It's not like a WeWorkspace or a postal box, right? Make sure they got some reviews. Check their L&I. Make sure their L&I is current, up to date. You can go to checkyourcontractor.com. And also check out their BBB. Make sure they're like a legitimate business and have some references and reviews and stuff.
And that's going to make all the difference from finding a bad contractor to one that's actually legit, right?
Yeah, I mean, and that's not even a bad contractor. That's a criminal, right? So yeah,
good point.
Check those out, yeah.
Let's talk about windows too. We're going to look at some before and afters. These are actual window replacements completed by Polar Bear Exterior Solutions. Nate, for anyone thinking about updating their windows, what are the most important things to really understand?
A lot of things. Depending on the size of your house and the style of it, you're going to want to get a really strong window, like some of those bigger windows we saw in the previous picture, and these architectural shapes, those triangles.
Beautiful.
They're really cool. They add a nice style and dimension to the home, but you want to make sure it's a quality window that's going to hold up. And there's just a lot of different options out there. You want to make sure you get what fits your home and also your home out there. See, now that home is facing southward, so it's getting a lot of sun. So it's important that if you replace those windows, you get something that's going to cut down on the glare and the heat gain. That's real important in the house too. Some houses are more in the shade and you want to have more daylight in. And yeah, there's just a lot of different options you can do with windows. That's why it's important to have us come out and tell you what looks best for your house and what looks best for your long-term needs and you know, the style and design of your home.
Yeah, does this add value to your home too? What can you tell us about that?
Absolutely, windows are a great way to add value to your home. So not only are they going to save you on energy right off the bat, but they're also going to keep you more comfortable year round, right? So if it's cold out, you're not going to have those drafts coming in through your leaky old windows. And conversely, in the summertime, also you're going to cut down, like I was saying, on the heat gain. If you have a house facing the south side, it's just going to get beat up all day in the summer. And a lot of homes up here don't have air conditioning, so it's important. If you ever have a dog, you know, where does your dog like to hang on a sunny day? Right in front of that window, right where that sunspot is. They're also going to help keep your house more secure against
That's what I was going to say, against break-ins, so better security. I didn't know that.
Absolutely, yeah. They do good with that, and they also can, you know, in some cases, if you're in shade, a lot of houses up here have trees around. It's good to get some natural daylight in. And then all that is just going to add value to your home if you go to sell and you know, pass that on to the next person.
Definitely. What windows do you offer? And I understand we have a little demo.
Yeah, so we offer pretty much all brands of window styles, wood, but most people are doing, you know, a vinyl window. That's kind of what makes the most sense, but it's important you choose a high quality vinyl window. Now this is our window. It's actually manufactured for us by the Coeur d'Alene Window Company. It's a family owned company that's been around for, almost 100 years out of Spokane.
That's fantastic.
It comes, you know, this is a vinyl window. It's a UI PVC frame, but it comes extruded in black, which is really nice. They also have a bronze color. Sometimes people don't want a white window. Their style of their house kind of calls for something different, but you can also get it on the inside. You can get it white, which is another great option. So it's a first generation vinyl, which means it's going to hold up better. If you get those big windows like we're seeing in some of those pictures, it's not going to start drooping and getting saggy on you over time. It's also foam filled. This frame inside of here has styrofoam, or not styrofoam, polyurethane. Pre-expanded foam inside of there. It's going to cut down on heat loss and keep it more efficient. You can pop them out, which is really nice for easy cleaning.
That was
People
easy.
love that. Yep. Slides back in there. Nice heavy-duty rollers on that, so it slides back and forth. This frame is actually reinforced with steel, so it's going to hold up better. Again, talking about security and making it harder to break in. But when you get to big windows too, that holds up the strength of it so it doesn't start, you know, sagging and breaking down over time. And the glass, of course, this is our Arctic Shield package, very efficient window. It's going to have a low E coating, which is basically they spray zinc and silver oxides on the glass, which cut down on that heat gain. And then it's also filled with argon on the inside, which is a heavy gas, and that keeps, it's almost like an invisible insulation, right?
Wow.
So it's heavier than air, and it keeps the heat in the wintertime and the heat out in the summertime.
This looks so sleek. I'm sold on that. And if people want an estimate, What do they do? How do they get in contact?
Yeah, just give us a call. We're a window, roofing, and siding company, so we do everything on the exterior. And this is a great time of year, getting out of winter, to have your house checked out, the whole energy and weather envelope of your home, as we call it. So we'll come up there, we'll check the roof, the windows, the siding, and we'll see what your plans are, see what kind of look is good for you, and we can give you options on replacing your windows, roof, siding, any of that stuff. And it's a great time to get into it, because right now, here in the next couple weeks and couple months, we're gonna start hearing about price increases. Right, you head into the busy season,
Really? Yeah.
all the manufacturers start raising their prices, and it gets harder to book someone because we get farther and farther out with lead time. So now's a great time to get after it, and we'll come out there and take care of you.
Well, you guys make it easy. Thank you so much. Again, where can people find you? What's your website?
www.polarbearandw.com or 877-948-BEAR. That's 877-948-2327.
Amazing. Thank you so much,
Appreciate it.
Nate.
Thank
This
you.
was awesome. And Polar Bear Exterior Solutions has a special offer for New Day viewers. You're seeing it right there. Call the number on your screen for 10% off, up to $2,500 on all projects, not just windows, but roofing and siding as well. New Day Northwest is sponsored by Polar Bear Exterior Solutions.